Ultra-precise measurements powered by quantum negativity. Highly counterintuitive and truly amazing. SciTechDaily. Lack of bees, pollination limiting crop yields across U.S., B.C., study finds, Lethbridge Herald. Life on Mars. Canada lends hand to snag pieces of Mars on new mission set to launch Thursday, cbc.ca. Great balls of fire forecast as Delta Aquarids meteor shower hits dazzling peak, RFI English. 2 Indian schoolgirls discover Earth-bound asteroid. News, Khaleej Times. Take a look inside the cabin of Virgin Galactic spaceship, where flights cost $250,000 United States dollars. CTV News. Coronavirus. Kodak pivots itself to become strategic drug maker, BBC News. Mackenzie Scott donates $1.7 billion since Amazon boss divorce, BBC News. CFIA says don't plant unsolicited packages of seeds received in mail, CTV News. Elon Musk. Tesla is open to supply software, powertrains and batteries to other automakers, Electrek.ca.